Hello, dear brothers and sisters in the world. Here is Mono from the Netherlands again. Today I'm again with Sam with his part 3 of the Enoch 1 Squared Earth. I would say, Sam, thank you for coming in and welcome all people that look at it. And you too, welcome, Sam, and you can go on.
Well, good evening to everyone here from Eastern Australia. I'm glad for anybody that presses on here, and I hope that you study to be worthy. Think, common sense, that's all it is. And we all get confused with the flood of information, but I think truth is always simple.
Yeah,
Welcome everybody, and thank you, Mono.
yeah, thank you too.
Now, this first one, I just want to go back over this first one very quickly for people. Yes, you have the plough and you have the Southern Cross, and they will do this summer and winter, all right, and the sun moves with them. So we've got that. The eclipses are proof of a projection sun. But the most important thing is the ball gave us two axis star spins. It gave us two star spins. Both mine down here goes clockwise and the north goes anti-clockwise. And it's very simple. Now, if you look at that, the only way that is possible is on a square, flat Earth with a celestial sphere. That's the only way it's possible, because the Earth is flat. That's done. There's no if, buts, or maybes about it. There's no evidence of a ball Earth that mum and dad can walk out and prove. Yet we have innumerable amount of proofs for flat fact Earth. And it is square, people. It is square. And that meme is very important. And I would ask anybody and everybody, it's very common sense. Polaris is not above the middle. I've got evidence of it probably about 20, 30 degrees up from the Netherlands, actually, from your horizon.
Yeah.
And that is impossible in the north. It's in the north. From the Netherlands. Well, if that was the case, it should be it should be to the south and virtually straight up if it was on a circular, ridiculous Vedic circle flat Earth.
Yeah.
So we have two star spins,
Yeah,
Polaris
like this
and
one.
Southern Cross.
This was into it, maybe.
Well, no, that one there is a very complicated drawing.
Okay.
That one there is done by a Jesuit about 500 years ago, a full-blown pedigree Jesuit. And what that one there is actually showing us is, if you put where that arrow is, I believe that you will find is equity. That is the equity line. And either side, it's showing Tesla's 369 of the twin opposing vortex, like for hurricanes and cyclones. Yeah. And what he's done also is he's showing the phases of the moon that people see either side of equity.
Yeah. We go on later on it, but I just thought maybe this is the one. So no. You are ready with this one?
Yep. Yeah, that was the main thing. Okay. People need to just remember that there's two axes. There's two star spins on the square, flat Earth.
Okay.
It's very important.
Then this one again?
Yeah, this one, I didn't mention it earlier in the piece about the, this is, the red line there is circumnavigation. This is how they fool us with circumnavigation. It's really the first thing that they had to do when in the early 1900s, late 1800s, is they had to get the Panama Canal and the Suez Canal in place. They had to get them constructed, because otherwise all shipping routes, all transport on the oceans would show us that we're on a square, flat Earth, because there's no going around from the south. There's no going around from the north. It's impossible because they're edges. So they had to put those two canals in to keep the delusion alive. Yeah. So that is your path of your circumnavigation of the globe. Yeah. It's not a globe. They had to put the canals in to keep us conned. It's that simple, people. It is really that simple. Two canals and it's magic. They just created this trick. So there's your circumnavigation.
Okay, and that is the red line like this.
Yeah, that's it. And they had to, like I say, they had to have the Suez and Panama built as quick as possible.
Yeah, okay. Every time if you're done with the picture, UK, next slide, and I will put it over, okay?
Next slide.
Okay.
Next slide, mate. And like I think I said to you on the last show, that on the right hand side, there's your ring. That is where the 6 tracks are placed in that ring, and that is Ezekiel's wheel. And then the wanderers are within that, like the Buddhists have given us, with the different levels of electromagnetics, and they are wheels within wheels, all revolving around within that, which is your glorified gyroscope
Yeah.
with you
Yeah, was
with the Earth
thinking.
at the center.
I was thinking about it. That's why I thought maybe there are more rings, because maybe there are more rings and that it works like a gyroscope, that it can turn
Yeah,
from each other.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
understand?
yeah,
So maybe that
yeah.
can
I
be
do.
possible.
Well, that's where we're up to now
Yeah,
in the research group.
yeah,
Enochian Square Flat Fact Earth
yeah,
is our Facebook group,
yeah,
um, and that's where we're up to now. I want to spend more time concentrating on that, but at the moment, my concentration has been taken to bloody finances in this lovely realm.
yeah,
Um, so our concentration does need to be more on the wanderers now, which are the wheels within wheels,
yeah. Okay,
and it's a beautiful thing. It
yeah,
is.
okay.
Next slide.
Okay, there we go. Now we have another. I
All
will
right.
put you a little down so we can read. I will read it first.
Okay.
On the left, the tracks on the interior of the sphere, looking east or west on the
Hmm.
left picture in the top. Then at the bottom left, looking north or south, and then on the right bottom, angel view and top view at the right top, and the view of gyro pyramid with interior and exterior gates. Yeah, so
Yep.
the exterior gates are 1 to 6 and the interior gates are 1 to 12.
Yep.
So to say, okay, go on. I will say.
Well, it's. I think it's very self-explanatory. You know, it's the adage that they love is as above, so below, and as you look on from the previous slide with the ring, Ezekiel's wheel, then you get an idea from this one and all of the different views that Matt has given us of the tracks outside. There's 6, and 3 and 4 are the main gates that Enoch quite clearly states. Number 4 being the main gate. That is the start of the year. So it's at that new moon of the April equinox, April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
It's that's when the sun and the moon are in. That's when they first move to gate 4, and that's the first day of mankind's year. So that's the main gate. And so, you know, this is pretty. On the bottom left-hand one, you can see Matt's used 2 moons there because that's where we were at that time.
yeah,
We've evolved since then, but the schematics are still very relevant. And this is what's happening. So we're looking north-south there in that bottom left-hand one, and on the top one above that, we're looking east-west or west-east.
yeah,
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 that's east. Yeah. And so then across to the other side, I think that's very self-explanatory, you know, really, of what we see in here, you know.
yeah. Yeah, if you look at the moon that they go to the grades, I think that is like it is, because I can see that from my apartment, and
Yeah,
it changes
yeah.
every time. And yeah, for real, the moon doesn't really turn in his path, so to say. You know what I mean?
No,
Only
doesn't really.
For me, it goes to left and right, and the sun goes to left to right if I go to look to the east, because my balcony is to the east. So I
Okay.
see that come up, and I see them on the right of the apartment, then to the left, to the left, to the
Ah,
left, to
yeah.
the left, and
Yes,
then a
yes,
big jump
yes.
to the left, and then it is,
Yes.
for me, it is at 70 degrees, if it is in 6, so to say, for me, if I'm right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it goes back to 1 in the later year when I go back to the summer for the moon, and
Exactly.
with the sun is exactly the same. In the winter it is on the outside, so to say, on the
Hmm.
1, and it goes again to the 6, so to say. When it is
For summer.
full summer and it comes overhead, so to say. I don't know
And
if
what
it.
you'll
Yeah, go on.
and what you'll find is it's at every conjunction. Every time the moon comes back into conjunction and disappears for 2 days, it's supposed to disappear for 2 days. Every time it comes back to conjunction, that's when the sun will jump a track. So, and it's at the end of every lunar cycle, the sun will jump a track, going north and south for the seasons. But the beautiful thing is, if you watch the moon in 28 days, the moon will show you the tracks in 28 days. You don't have to wait a whole year to watch the sun. And this is where I've said many times, the sun will evidence the moon and the moon will evidence the sun. They are both lights that come in and land on the same level, and they've got the same action outside. But when they come in, like the moon shows us rotation. As it goes over, it rotates in here. As it goes over, it rotates in here.
Yeah.
And guaranteed the sun will do the same thing. And that's why I've talked to a few of the guys in Asia that to track the sunspots. If they can track a sunspot with their P900s in a time lapse, they will catch that sunspot move and it'll rotate, no different than the moon.
Yeah.
So we've got the same action outside on the outer sphere. But the moon in 28 days will show you the gates, because what will happen is, like now, we're only probably 1 day or 2 days away from the moon disappearing for conjunction. And then my sun here in Australia will jump. It'll jump to my summer gate. It'll jump to 1, my summer gate.
Yeah.
And the moon will come out of that gate with the sun for 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then on the 8th pass, the moon will come out on either, I think it's 3. It'll come out of 3. And when it's summer in the north, it'll jump back to 4 for the north. The two main gates, they're the balance gates for the moon's outer action. So after 7 days, on the 8th day, it will jump from 1, it'll jump, so that's 10, 20, say 30 degrees back to gate 3. It'll go 7 days in gate 3. Then it can jump all the way out to 6, the opposite gate to the sun. That's a long way, people.
Yeah.
That is a long way.
Yeah.
And this happens not gradually. This happens immediately. It happens from where it goes down to where it next comes up. It's already jumped. It's changed gears.
Yeah.
It's changed tracks.
Yeah.
And this is how the moon evidences the gates for us per month. We don't have to wait a whole year. We can do it in 28 days. We can watch it all take place. But you've just got to get off your bum. And you've got to actually I'm lucky because I love it out here, and I've been able to do it here and watch it and being able to record it over the last few years. But I really do implore anybody, watch the horizon with a compass over 28 days and watch chapter 73 of Enoch come alive right before your eyes. Yeah. Ezekiel's wheels. Yeah. Come alive right before your eyes.
For me, it's say between the 70, so east is 90. And it is between the 70 and the 120, 130 degrees on
there you go. See,
the compound.
Yeah, well, that's right. See, well, that's 60 degrees.
Yeah.
6 gates, 60 degrees.
Yeah.
About 10 degrees between each gate.
Yeah.
And this is,
Yeah, I have some footage from it, but I need to search because I have so much footage, and I need to look at every video I have because I have 2 terabytes of footage of the sun, the moon, and that kind of thing. So it's
mate. Yeah.
Okay. Next slide.
Next slide.
Okay.
Yes, mate. I think so.
There we go with the rings again.
Yeah.
Will I read it? Let me do that.
Yeah, you may as well. Yeah. Excuse me, people. I'm just going to roll one smoke.
Okay.
And I'll try and keep my noise down. No.
Molten metal sphere. This has a two-way mirror quality, so it will have transparency, but a reflective quality too. This
Yeah.
detail is not critical, but keep it in mind. Then two, on the interior of the sphere there is a flat section that makes a ring around this at the center. There are six tracks in this flat section on which the sun and the moon travel. It's the Lord of the Rings. Uh,
Yeah.
Feel the flat interior section on of the sphere. Yeah. And that is the
Yeah.
inside. It's like a ring, a wedding ring, flat on
It
the
is, isn't it?
inside.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
it is.
yeah. And then on the right
Yeah.
side, number four, put the Mercadian map into a square. We can give it some shape and color. We have some creative license for with the north and the south ice areas. Uh, 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 with the
Yeah.
does it's between the hooks. Does not have the perfect straight line like above. We need to show the equator and the tropic lines like above. 5, four-sided spiral pyramid that looks like a liquid crystal display with a transparent quality that has a sky blue coloration. And then number 6, side view showing the 6 tracks and the pyramid. Note the circular convex lens on the top of the pyramid. Note
Yeah.
there is an exact underworld mirror below the equatorial plane Earth surface. Yeah. So come on,
Yeah.
my friend.
Well, I think that's again, Matt's done a good job of wording there. It's explaining what's going on. But I like what you say there, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yeah,
Lord of the Rings.
yeah,
There's just so many places now with this Enoch 1 model that everywhere we look. I mean, everywhere we look, there is just symbology laid out in front of us in movies, in books, in secret society emblems and logos. It's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. Pink Floyd, Yellow Submarine, Beetle, it's just everywhere. So
yeah,
Lord of the Rings, it's just another one, because it's just like a wedding band.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly like a
Yeah, yeah,
man's
yeah.
wedding band.
It's a little paganism too, because I think there is all coming from. Paganism is a little about the luminaries, of course. So far
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand, and there are a
Mm.
lot of movies. What you say, and I can go with that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, seriously, a wedding band, a man's wedding band, is exactly what we're looking at. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah,
It's flat on the inside where the tracks are, and it's rounded on the outside to fit within the sphere.
yeah, yeah,
It's it's pretty well damn obvious, I think, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Yeah, and
So
maybe
yeah,
it inside some groove, so to say, where it stays in. I don't know.
mm.
We don't know, of course, but
Well, I think it's so often you see it, mate. Pac-Man and all of this sort of thing, but you also get slot car sets that I just slot cars. Well, the moon and everything is just a big gearbox. And they run in slots.
yeah, yeah,
They run in slots, in tracks. They come out of electrical gates. It's all electrical terminology.
yeah.
Mm. So yeah, I think that one's pretty. We covered that one, I think, in the last couple of slides.
Yes, okay, okay. We'll go to the next one. Here we have the model in. It is a
Mm.
little in an egg because I make it bigger, so it need to be a ball. But okay, yeah. And this is just
Well,
an example.
yeah, I think that's pretty damn accurate. That is pretty damn accurate. And obviously the tracks going around are not, especially from the Earth down, they're not completely, what's the word, cut right through the outer circle of the Earth, but via giving that picture, it shows the graphics of what would be on the inside of the molten metal sphere of that we call the celestial sphere. But I love that, how Matt's given the prism, the pyramid inside with the convex surface to the top, which is why we get our opposite arcs of the summer suns. And this is where cameras come from. It's all, where it says in the Bible that everything's a counterfeit on earth. When I first read that some time ago now, but it's just been an amazing journey that more and more as I've travelled through, it's just so obvious that every single thing on earth is a counterfeit of something much more glorious. And cameras, everything is just a counterfeit here. I once got told or read somewhere through the study of Enoch and other things that, and I don't really, I think it's pretty obvious to anyone that there is a population on earth of mankind. We're not human, we are man. We've never been anywhere that we were ever called human. We are man. It's just another one of their lies. So the point is, who actually was able to show mankind all of this technology and the makeup and create magic could only be the responsibility or the actions of one group of beings. It has to be the fallen angels or fallen Elohim. It has to be. They are here. One of them is. I often refer to it with people with the Tenduska event in northern Russia. I think it was in maybe around 1907. And it was like an amazing electromagnetic blast, like a big explosion in northern Russia. And it left a crater that probably, 40 foot deep and a couple of 100 foot wide, the actual crater. But the trees were laid out beautifully like an electromagnetic blast for quite a few 100 meters all around, perfectly laid down. Something came down before there was any technology that could do it. Something has come down and hit Earth. And then they talk about, let's say Azazel, I think it is, the head of the angels, or the head of the Elohim, the fallen. He will be sent back to Earth like a bolt of lightning. That's why everywhere you get this symbology in music and in cartoons and in movies, and you get the lightning bolt.
Yeah, lightning strike,
It's symbology. So somebody is here on Earth right now, and then we had the World War I, we had World War II, and it's never stopped. The killing and the damage and the technology has gone ahead at extreme rates. So somebody is here, and they are here on Earth now.
Yeah, I want to say two things. You talked about the gates, so people now need to understand the gates are now in the firmament, but it need to be in the ring. And if you talk about man and human, if you a little fantasy come from humiliate man,
Exactly. That fits. Humiliate, human. And that's what they do. They rub our nose in it. They make us, because of their narcissistic ego, they want to always try and feel like they are more than us and try and humiliate us. There is no such thing as human. No. Human is a lie. We're man. We've always been called mankind.
The son of man, not the son of human.
No. I snicker to myself now whenever I hear it everywhere, in everything, all media. Humans. And you hear truthers saying it. And you think, guys, come on, where's your research? What are you doing? But, that's why it's important for me to say it here, because we're not human.
No.
We are man. and we are womb man. Womb man. Woman and man. Womb man. It's
Yeah,
important.
yeah, yeah. Woman and man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, next slide speaks for itself too, but it is a little
it does.
taken apart from each other, so you can
Yeah,
see the ring
yeah,
here and the pyramid here and the earth
yeah.
under it, and they put it in. He put it in the ball, but again, this need to be in the rings, not in the firmament, but otherwise we don't see it.
It's
Of course.
something I was reading here. I got shown. Somebody just made a comment on on the research group. I probably won't find it now, but maybe I will. I asked a question. 6:3, 6:3. Revelation 6:3. Because my own personal views. Sorry for anybody. I don't care. But Revelations is not anything divine. Revelations is the no J Jews critters total invention so that they can make their plan come to fruition. This is purely them writing this. It's nobody else.
It's the plan.
This is them.
It's a
It's their
plan.
plan
Yeah.
for destruction
They
of Earth.
yeah, they follow the Bible.
Well, they wrote it, a good percentage of it. Now, so 3:6 it was, wasn't it? 3:6, I'm sure. 3:6, wasn't it? Or 6:3? 6:3. 6:3. Let's go. 6:3. And this is, and as I read it, I thought, geez, isn't that amazing? When he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature saying, come in, no, another horse, fire red. No, I still got it wrong. What was it? It was coded in lettering. Oh, that's 5. That's 6:3. But anyway, it was talking about the four corners, the four angels that were holding back the winds.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And so when you're looking at that one on the right hand side, the four angels of the prism holding back the winds. 3:6. I'm just determined. He is. No, I've missed it. But anyway, the point is, it's important. The four corners, the four angles that hold back the winds. Well, the sky prism is holding back the winds. Now, because outside with the wheels going, there's winds. So if the sky comes down, that's your four winds gone. Your four angles holding back the winds.
Yeah.
Righto.
Okay, next slide.
Yep.
Okay, now we come to the arcs, and after here come more about the arcs. So go on, what you want to tell about this?
Well, if the one on the left-hand side, it's done in 2D on just my meme maker, but where you see the opposite arcs of the sun and the straight arc over the equator, that's actually inside on the flat Earth that those arcs happen. Yeah. And it's caused by that convex surface of the sky, the lens, the sky. And as you can see, frozen deep underneath us, the perpetual engine, north, south, east, west, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates, and that's their number as per what we do see in here. Celestial sphere, circle of the earth, firmament, molten metal looking glass.
Yeah, it's above, so below.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
And again, as I say to people, this is matching to all scripture. It's matching to all physical observances, and it's matching to the Quran. It's matching to Buddhism. It's matching to everything. Yeah. Enoch is I believe Enoch is the gatherer. He gathers together. If people can let go of some prejudice of each other and use Enoch to come together. Yeah. That is, I believe, what Enoch's ultimate purpose is. He is a gatherer. He gathers, the book of Enoch gathers people together. It doesn't split them. The Christians don't own Enoch. The Muslims don't own Enoch. No one owns Enoch. As I've said before, in fact, the Muslims hold Enoch in far greater far greater importance than any Christian could even imagine to do. Enoch is the gatherer of all people. If they just want to go outside and look, they will see.
Yeah.
Instead of believing just random words in a book, actually study your physical realm to find your faith. And I think that's part of the Enoch 1 cosmology and flat earth, is you will find your faith, not a religious faith. You will find a faith in the energy that is within here, that is in here with us, natural, nature, no different than the indigenous cultures all knew. We are living within this realm that man is all a part of, whether you're black, brown, brindle, green, purple, doesn't matter. We are all one. We are all one.
Yeah, that's right. We need to come together. That's my point too, because there is too much fight, so to say.
Oh, there is.
So
Yes.
we
Yes.
have on the right one, we have a chip here, and
Yeah.
that's how the tracks a little electrical to show that it is electrical working like a chip. We can do that, yeah. Because also if it hurries back, it can be like a chip in a one-way route under it, and bam, he comes again.
Yeah, well, I think there's a little bit more. There's two things that we haven't been able to uncover yet. There's two things. We've got the four moons at 45 degrees with a drop back gear for the delay and relay. But the two things that we haven't been able to uncover yet are the fact of, okay, you can have one sun window going over and the Venuses are a relay, shuts the window, and it goes back and resets and comes back forward again. Right, okay. That's one sun. But we have caught it. We know that there is two suns on the flat earth at the same time. So I am of the belief that somehow in here there is two windows up there. There's two windows and they're working on a relay system of God knows. Yeah, and he does.
If you think about it in another way, we have now the ring is around it, but it can also be so when the sun is under and nobody sees it anymore, that it goes off, the energy goes off, and it goes back in the same track. You know, so it's just a no lighted sphere, it's just a transparent sphere, and we don't see that, of course. So that it goes
possible.
Yeah, for theory, just of course. Yeah, that it go back, it hurries back. It says, yeah, it doesn't say it hurries further.
It says that it hurries back.
Yeah, so maybe it goes under, nobody see it anymore. That one, and then the energy goes off, and it hurries back in the same track and start again. And maybe what I say before, that there is. If it goes under, that it is only one or two tracks where the moon and the sun slide to the other side and go in the track they needed. It's like a train I track, you know?
Yeah, I think though the sun doesn't go all around the world. It doesn't go under us. And the window, I think, and this is what the Venuses are all about as a relay system in front and behind each sun, is they're there to open and close the window.
Yeah.
That particular sun's window. That's what they're there for. And so when one closes, then it's got to come back. It hits and recoils to start again. But meanwhile, there's another one already traveling. There's already another one traveling when this one's recoiled to open up. And then we've got two suns in here at the same time.
Yeah.
So then as it keeps going, this one closes and recoils while this one's coming across, and then this one opens, and so again we've got two, east and west, for about 5 hours or 6 hours, I suppose, probably say 6 hours. There's two suns on the flat earth at the same time. Now, of course, the same thing happens to the moon. This is what we live in. It's a clock. Everything's in time.
Yeah.
But this is an important aspect. So that is one thing, and I mean, I'd implore anybody that can think. See, I've thought good and hard and meditated on it many times for many hours. And one of the things I came up for with the window was like a cigar cutter. You've always got to wonder to yourself, whatever the elite do, it's the wrong word for them, ELLEITE,
Yeah,
It's wrong word for them.
yeah,
They're putting it in our face that they think they're gods. So
yeah,
anyway, but the point is, you'll see quite often that they will smoke Cuban cigars. Where did all of this Cuban cigar propaganda come from? Well, whenever they cut the end of a Cuban cigar, you have a look at how the mechanics of a good cigar cutter, and it's not like a knife. It's not like a knife. It's like a window.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
exactly like a window,
yeah,
and that's exactly what the elite would do. They would do that and put it right in our face
yeah,
because they think they're very clever.
yeah,
Oh, look at us! You just think I'm smoking a Cuban cigar, but here, look, you don't know what this is. Um, so I think that has a lot to do with the windows of the sun and how they work. But we haven't been able to unlock that one yet. And the other one is, okay, there's 4 generated, and an electrical orbital engine has 4 magnets in it, has 4 magnets. Well, this is your moons coming around. But the only thing that we haven't been able to unlock there is how the bloody hell does it manage to have the same face? So it's almost like there's the face of the moon, and it travels, but this drop back gear somehow it's collecting the same face every time
yeah.
for every pass of that outer moon. It's gathering and collecting that same face. So they're the only 2 things that we haven't been able to unlock at this stage.
Okay.
But we will.
Okay.
We will.
So I want to say to everybody, the links are in the description to Sam's Facebook and his YouTube account. If you want to know more, if you want to help, you are welcome to help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
there
Any
is,
constructive and honest person that can provide good, thoughtful mechanics
yeah,
and ideas. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here to work together. Just please,
yeah,
don't just come on with wild imaginary theories, because everything that we've done here has been based on observable, measurable, and repeatable physical observations.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that theories are good, not in the way that it is exaggerated, that it is about nothing, but I think that if you someone call a theory out there, we can have our own thoughts in another way.
Yeah, yeah,
it can lock or no, it can open the thoughts for someone else. That's
yeah,
why I came to.
exactly.
So everybody is
Yeah,
welcome and just normal, not yelling and that kind of things, because it
yeah,
is just a fair
non-productive.
channel, so to say. Yeah. Okay,
Exactly.
we go to the next slide, Sam. Here we have
All right,
the
mate.
arcs again, and about the
Mm.
sun in the middle.
Well, this is a powerful slide. I mean, this is any azimuthal, equidistant, circle, pizza, flat earth, impossibility.
Yeah,
Because I can tell you now, tomorrow morning, when I look at my sun, this is what I see. That right-hand side picture, that's what I see.
yeah,
My sun will rise south of east. It'll go north high, and it goes like a boomerang, and it'll go round, and it'll go down south of west. That's impossible on any circle. It's totally impossible. And they had to have that for the globe. They had that for the globe. So it's there, people. And I'm a witness. I've already recorded and done it. That is the truth. That is the absolute truth. The middle one there is at equity, at what do they call it? Solstice and equinox. At equinox, I think it's in Sri Lanka or the little island off the south. Yeah, Sri Lanka maybe. Temple there, that the sun at equinox goes through all of those holes in that temple perfectly.
yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
perfectly.
okay, I will read it. During the
Uh-huh.
spring and fall equinoxes, the sun will travel in perfectly straight line along the equator, but it
Yep.
arcs for everyone else. Earth is still
Yep.
flat plane, so how can this be explained? And that's
And we've got a really good prominent member in our research group, Abco, Abdo, and he's from the Caribbean, from St. Kitts, in the Caribbean, and Abdo, he done some really good little experiment with his sticks and shadows at Equator. I keep thinking Equinox, at Equinox, and he showed, that there's none of this shadows muck-assing around. It's going straight over him, and he's there at St. Kitts. Yeah. And it was beautiful. It was. So it's not just that temple. We've proven it in other places. Yeah. So, this is the truth. This is the only way on a square, flat, fact Earth. Yeah. It's square, people. Yeah. Earth is flat and Earth is square. Yeah. It's the only way.
Yeah, I want to thank the two guys, also Matt, for all paintings and all work. Oh, because they are into it too, of course. It is not about you only. And I think we need to be grateful for all great minds here.
Well, I'd like to add there, that in the Facebook research group that I set up a long time ago now, it seems 2.5, 3 years ago, that there's Don Nordorf, there's Tyson Vanderholt, there's Matthew Baringa, there's so many people over the years that have been there and contributed such amazing, brilliant minds. And I'd like to do more videos with you, Mono, on the solar and lunar eclipses. We debunked lunar tides, completely wrecked lunar tides. The tides are totally about the sun. So my point is, as well, I agree with you that much gratitude to all of the people that have participated in my group in research, man. There's just some amazing people. I mean, seriously amazing minds. It's amazing. Yeah. So, I agree.
We will call them the little Teslas, so to say.
Oh, my God.
The little geniuses. The little genius. Yeah. Okay, I will go to the next slide.
Yep.
Okay. Because here we show you and tell about it what you want.
Oh, my God. I couldn't believe that when I first stumbled across that.
Yeah.
That is Australian Parliament House. And it was built, I think it was only built about 20 years ago. And it's just ridiculous. You're looking at the Mayan tablet, basically. From above on the right-hand side, you're looking at the Mayan tablet. That's what you're looking at. It's our flat fact Earth. It's our flat square Earth.
Yeah.
As I said to you, Mono, when we were looking at this graphic once before, can you bring up and flip that prism around to show people, Mono? You can. Good man. Look at that. No, go to the bottom, to the prism. Look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that just crazy? There's your home, people. And they've even got a spook there, a ghost, laughing at you. Yeah. Isn't that crazy stuff, people?
Yeah, it looks a little like
this is what.
Yeah, go on.
This is what they spend billions and billions of paper money on, and just crazy stuff. It's just absolute insanity.
Yeah, it looked a little by like the goose in the animation movie. This.
Yeah? Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that one. That's all.
Okay.
But then you've got the Baphomet in the middle.
Yeah.
Show the Baphomet in the middle. Yeah, there's the Baphomet on our own Parliament House. Oh my God. And probably hourglasses. The sands of time on the right and left hand side. So it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it and that's on our $5 bill. I think it's on our $5 bill.
Oh, then it is important.
It's no, it's not on our $5 bill. Yes, it is. It's on our $5 bill. Let's see if I can get that.
Moment.
Where are you?
Wait a minute. I need to open. I will show it a little bigger for the people. So, can you show it again?
Yeah, mate. Hang on, I'll line it up. It's got to go backwards. Come on, baby. Where are you? What are you doing to me?
Yeah, there it comes.
Yeah,
I see it.
I'm working off.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm working off 2 screens.
Yeah, yeah,
Is that it? There, you
yeah,
got him.
yeah. We get it. Yeah, yeah. It's around
There's,
with all in it. Yeah, yeah. You can see it
yeah,
here.
there it is.
Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
I've got 2 screens running there, and one's slower than the other, and I couldn't pick my hands properly, my movement of my
Yeah, no, it's all right. It's all right. It's all
hand.
right.
So that's Australian Parliament House,
Yeah.
and it's depicting everything of Enoch 1.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because it's all also the firmament is around it if you think
Yep,
about it, but you see
yep.
ways out of it, so that can be gates to go out of it maybe. You see,
Oh,
or
look, they've got to have roads in and out. That's a
yeah,
given.
yeah, yeah. But mostly they
You know.
do that on the way too to ridicule us. You know, it's in plain
Oh yeah.
sight.
Well, like Pac-Man,
Yeah,
the game.
yeah, yeah.
The sun
Okay.
comes in and the sun goes out,
Yeah,
and we've got spooks in here with us. The disembodied spirits of the giants,
yeah,
the children of the fallen Elohim, are in here with us. They've
yeah,
been put in jail. They're in here with us,
yeah.
supposedly, and I don't doubt it. To be honest, from my own personal view, I have no doubt that
Yeah.
they are in here with us.
Okay.
That's why they do it. Yep.
Okay,
Next one.
next one. This is the dielectric plane of inertia, as above, so
Yeah.
below, and
Yeah.
that's how it worked for us. Why we also see the arcs, I think.
Yeah. Well, see, that's like looking from down above on a square, flat Earth. You know, the Earth would be bigger in square,
Yeah, yeah,
but
of course.
it shows you with the flow of magnetic energy just how obvious really it is, and of your star spins, and we live in an electromagnetic realm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we live in.
yeah.
An amazing thing, really is an amazing thing.
Okay,
As above, so below.
yeah. Okay, I have one more here about
Yeah,
the torus field outside, the sky prism,
yeah,
star
yeah,
axis 1, star spin magnetic attraction, Earth axis 2, star spin 2, magnetic attraction. So it
yep.
is on both sides, so to say.
Well, I would say, and I think it becomes pretty obvious when you see that the moons are only, or the lights, the luminaries, are only 38,000 feet high. They're only 38,000 feet up in the air at their highest. And yet they manage that you see in the north, you see a moon the complete opposite to me that I see in the south. In its flip, they're both opposite each other, and it's over the centre that they gradually. I mean, everybody sees it different, but as the moon comes to the centre, it flips over the magnetic zero, the equity, the equal point, the equator, the equal magnetics point of the equator, and yet you go out to the 2 star spins, and you're increasing your magnetics. So I think you will find that they've rigged our compasses. They've rigged our compasses, and that is that. Yeah, okay, you're in the northern hemisphere. You hold what they give us as north, south, east, west, and your compass will point north. Where most compasses down here in the south, they will, in truth, it will point north, but it's actually the south of that compass that is being attracted to the south star spin, to that magnetic energy. So it's a clever illusion, again, of two electrically charged edges of a square, flat Earth.
Yeah, I think
And that's why the ice is bottom and top,
yeah,
as north and south,
I think
because that's where the energy is.
yeah, I think that they did with the compass is just change the point to the other
Mm.
side. So the
Yes,
magnetic point will be on the other
yep,
side. So
that's what I think too.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I think. I mean, I get into all sorts of trouble. Like I get attacked big time because quite often, when I've thought something or found something, and it's in some ways it's hard to prove because there's so many liars out there. So what I do is I take it out on the internet. I make a few memes and I go out on the internet and take it for a run. and start posting it around and see the reaction I get. And you can guarantee it every time. If I'm on some truth, if I'm right on the money, then the trolls and control will come out of the woodwork and attack me like mad. And I go, gotcha. And they confirm it for you.
Yeah.
If it's not truth, they don't care. They don't care. They just go, oh, whatever, let him go. But if it's truth, they'll come down on you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah. I want to say one thing about the moon in the Netherlands, because it is
Yes, mate.
not spinning, but it is rotating, of course.
Yeah.
And for me, it goes from 360 degrees, so at the top maximum, so not to before 360, and it goes to 135 degrees below on the right side corner, of course, and not more. I never seen it go further than the 135 or the 360 between that. So it goes from 0 to 135. And for other people, I did see that is, of course, the other side, to the left side. I am talking about the right side of the moon. For me, if I look at the moon from the Netherlands.
Well, I'd say that's because you're so far north.
Yeah.
That's why. I would say you would get the virtually some of the best increase of rotation because you are so far further north of the Tropic of Cancer. From the Tropic of Cancer, the rotation will increase very incrementally, a lot, and the further north you go, because the greater distance that you're seeing it from.
Yeah, maybe if you go more north, they will see to the 180, you mean?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. But for the south side, they will see from 180 to 160.
Yeah.
To 360, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
So
it's an amazing thing.
On the left side, yeah.
I know I've got Sally Al Wahidi in the United Arab Emirates, and Sally and I have worked really closely together on many researches, and he's actually shown me where, with his P900, how he can catch the stars turning corners ever slightly as they go across in the sky. They'll come across, and then all of a sudden, dunk, they'll turn like that. They turn like that across around one of the corners of the prism somehow. And he's even caught that with the moon too.
Yeah, I understand, because that was I thinking too, because on one side of the prism it goes up, and when it is on the corner it goes down. For our side, let us say that way. Yeah.
And I think that's where the steps of Ahaz come in.
Okay.
So no, it's magic stuff. I did that meme a long time ago. It just looked so real for me. It gives us such a good idea of. They always talk about ley lines and all of this silly stuff. I call it silly because there's so much confusion about ley lines on Earth, with a ball and with this circle, and they still want to pull all this rubbish out of their bum about where the ley lines are and all this crap. Well, the ley lines are very simple. It's called longitude and latitude, and they run square to each other. This way, across a square, flat Earth. They're your ley lines. That's as simple as it is. But in actual fact, if you want to talk about ley lines, you should be looking out to the outer sphere, the celestial sphere. That's where the true electrical ley lines are. That's where in Psalm 19 of the Bible, as it says, the stars sing to our heart. They're singing to us. They give us vibration. So there's your real ley lines.
Okay, so you
down
say,
here on Earth.
You say that the ley lines are like a chessboard?
That's all they are.
Okay.
They just, and this is where the measurements of longitude and latitude come from. It's just a simple magnetic gauge, as planes, trains, buses, whoever wants to use, longitude and latitude readings, ships. It's just they're square. They're square and they're
Yeah,
incrementally the same. So
yeah,
they can use it for distance and for nautical miles and this sort of caper. But they're square.
yeah.
Just keep it simple. They're square. And there's evidence. I've got plenty of photos of them. You can see it. I should put them up on the group, actually.
Yeah, it can come
It
later.
just,
That can come later
it
in the
can.
next videos, maybe if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Um,
If you have them, then we can put them in the videos later.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
ley lines, people, are square. They're square. They're longitude and latitude. That's all they are. Your true ley lines will be in the outer sphere, the outer celestial crystal sphere on the
Uh,
inside,
yeah,
the electrical circuitry of the outer celestial sphere. That's where your ley lines are. And that's what I love that mean. That's why it caught me. And I thought, oh, that just looks so right, you know.
yeah. I ask myself maybe that's why they do the chemtrails the same way as a checkerboard.
Mm,
I don't know. Just
well, they do.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, you'd know
the,
better than me. I never see chemtrails here.
Oh, I have videos full of it. Yeah. And I don't know what it is. I'm not know what it is in it, but I said before, if it is only water vapor, but they last for around 20 hours, and water vapor lasts only for 5 minutes, and you can surely see the difference, because if chemtrails are longer, they spread out and they make clouds again. Yeah, they make
Well,
artificial clouds, so to say.
you're being very generous, Mono. We know they're chemtrails, and we know they're spraying us like bugs,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
plus
yeah.
more.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But I am not in a position to tell people what is in it because I didn't check it. That's what I mean. Yeah,
Well, you're a good man.
I cannot test it. Okay, so we go to the next
Yeah.
slide.
Okay, bud.
There is the Pac-Man.
There's that Pac-Man. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect, people. And what I love too is down the bottom left-hand corner. How many suns are in? How many suns? While you've got one Pac-Man out on the playing field, how many suns are left sitting in the bottom left-hand corner?
Two.
Two. And it comes in from the east and it goes out through the west. You've got spooks and ghosts in here with us.
Yeah, the spooks. And you go in
Yeah.
here or go in here what you want, but you go in here
Mm.
and you go out here. And you come back on the other side.
Yep.
Yeah,
Just like that.
yeah.
I think it's perfect. It's four corners, four quarters. Anybody that is fooled by this whole Pac-Man propaganda that was set up by Control, they need to wake up to themselves. That it's just a propaganda machine, no different than the tinfoil hat. They just they're liars. They want to ridicule. They want to make everything
Mockery.
stupid, crazy,
Yeah,
mockery.
yeah.
You know, the rebel spirit. We live on a flat square earth, and the sun is formed every morning that it travels, and it's put out chambered every night when it leaves off Hawaii. And that's just the way it is. Pirates of the Caribbean, To the Earth's Edge, you know. There's just so many things. Battleship, which was held, the movie was held off Hawaii, and they called it Rim Pack Games. That in the movie. Well, then you go to the movie Pacific Rim, which was held off Australia, Hong Kong, in the movie, and it's called Pacific Rim. And the occult call the east and west side the rims, and they call the top and bottom the edge. So it's all in our face. It's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Very much.
Yeah, but we don't look at that because we think the myths are not true and films are not true too. But for me, films is a little fantasy, a little truth, and a little warning. Because it's also
Oh,
a
yeah.
warning where we're going to, and that is not the cool way. That's why they want us to be a rebel, because the fallen angels were rebels. They rebelled against the Creator. You know?
I think there's a deeper story to why they want us to be rebels.
Yeah,
The reason they want us to be rebels is because then we lose our connection.
yeah,
We
yeah,
lose our power
yeah.
to the Most High. And that is the most important thing that we need to connect with to be the successful generation.
Yeah, yeah.
I watched a film here today called Geostorm,
Oh yeah, I
and
know.
it was sort of funny to watch. And the big waves, and yeah, I've said it to people that, and it's hard to explain quickly. There's a really good couple of memes, diagrams that Tyson has done, and that is that, and it's in Enoch when he's describing Noah. Noah's panicking. Noah is, oh, Father, 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 what's happening? What's happening? The earth is inclining. The earth is inclining. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. He's panicking. He's panicking. Well, yet you go to the Bible and they talk him up like he's some sort of God, some sort of white knight, the hero, and he's the chosen one. Well, he is. I won't go there yet, but the point is, in Enoch, he's showing us that the earth is inclining. That's inclining.
Yeah.
The earth is inclining. And what that implies is, the Bible has been twisted and manipulated, people.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
not true. And in Enoch, what they've done is they've stopped the sun and the moon. Virtually, they stopped the moons. By stopping the moons, they stopped the sun because the window won't open. The wheel's not turning. So then what happens is it's like you're in a car driving at 60 kilometers an hour
And break.
and brake.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when it reboots,
Yeah.
and it kicks these waves of about 300-400 meters, and these waves travel east to west. Now, if you look on Earth at the moment, and the Masonic Order call themselves the Master Builders, well, they've built all the populations on Earth on the eastern seaboards of America, of Africa, of South America, of Australia, of China, of Asia. They're all built on the eastern seaboards.
Yeah.
So put the brakes on,
Yeah.
and it kicks that massive wave. And it's sad, but I'm sorry, people. That's
Yeah,
the truth.
I think there is something how the flood did happen that can be true, and I think that is the case with harp, CERN,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing that they wanna do again. Like
Yeah,
it is of
that's what they're doing.
if the creator did it, yeah, that is for the revenge for the people. But if the
Yeah.
creator is the creator, he is a lovely person, and he don't want to hurt anybody. And you can see that it is the revenge, or how you call it, from God when the seas come up, when the violent and the viruses and pestilence comes. But it is not from God. And people, that's
No,
my opinion. It's not from
no, it's
God.
not.
It is they doing that and blame
It
God.
is.
To
Well,
make it.
that's what Enoch shows us. In Enoch 1 cosmology, physically, you can show it. They are manipulating the weather. They are causing the earthquakes. They are causing the storms.
Yeah,
They're lowering the suns. The suns are the biggest thing they use for creating hurricanes and cyclones, and they're lowering them.
yeah,
They're lowering the magnetics using HARP, and the
and
chem sprays.
yeah,
They're lowering the sun during the day now. I mean, I was here today and it's not even summer yet, and I'm still hot. Now, I've got a fan going on me here because it's still bloody hot. And I don't know, it's probably about 8:30 at night. But we're about 39 today, degrees Celsius. So you've got CERN and the other 20 odd super magnets. That's all they are. They're just super magnets.
okay,
That the internet was created to link them up all around on every continent. Wherever these super magnets are, they've linked them up. That's what the internet was invented for. It wasn't invented for us. It was invented for linking these super magnets together. And these super magnets are your earthquake machines. And they play, and sinkholes too, I believe. That's where your sinkholes are coming from, is the CERN and these other super magnets.
yeah, from the vibration.
HARP, HARP is, and probably your satellite, your radio telescopes too, because there's no purpose for telescopes because there's no solar systems or anything to be looking at. There, I believe you'll find, are very similar to HARP. They are projecting high frequency waves up above the aluminium level that the chem sprays are putting up there, which lowers the magnetics, like a microwave. You've got aluminium, you put the higher frequency up there, it pushes down the magnetics
Yeah.
and lowers the luminary's height, which changes all the timing of the motor, which will, if they can achieve what they're after, which is the fifth age, all these kids running around doing this stupid rubbish in photos, they don't know what they're doing. It's the fifth age. Well, they've done this 4 times before.
Yeah, that's why they do the fifth mark with the hand, the
Yeah,
V, the
yeah,
V from
yeah,
victory.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
the
for you.
fifth
It's the
age.
five. It's the five.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the fifth age.
yeah,
The age of the phoenix. So yeah, and this is Pac-Man again, and we'll go back to that. Boom, it's a flat square Earth. They put the brakes on, and the temple is our prism is the temple. Yes, mankind is a temple, if you like, but we are more a vessel. But the temple was destroyed 3 days of darkness, and the sun and the moon stop. These are things that are repeated. If you were a very good scholar, I know there are about 3 different temples in the Bible, but you would probably find there's 4. There's Jesus, there's Solomon, there'd be another 2 probably somewhere, and this one we're going for 5. So these are just the sad truths. And Enoch's cosmology, this is the point. It shows us so much more. That's why they didn't want us to ever uncover the true flat Earth, because it shows all lies. It shows all the lies.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why some people were pointing to it, and they needed to put it out themselves, because this controlled opposition is the best way to
Exactly.
control the opposition. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Exactly.
listen, I'm now on 1 hour 6. I will go to the
All right, bud.
next slide, and we did talk about this already. Do you want
Yes,
to
we
talk
did.
about it, or say?
No, that's a good one that people, we done a good job on that one.
Okay, okay. Then I will finish today. I want to
All
thank
right, boss.
everybody for watching. Sam, thank you for coming in. And
My absolute pleasure.
do
And
you
I
want?
hope that this really does help people. And that's the whole point of this whole thing. I just want to try and I'm so grateful to Mono for
Yeah, me
making
too.
the effort to help me through this and get this sort of effect for people, because it's so much needed that we can sit here and just discuss and talk as if there was a group of us here. And hopefully this really does help people, and that is my only purpose.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
would love people to understand and see that they live in such a special place, and they are a very special thing, a very special spirit within it. And we have a lot more ability in here than what we're led to believe, because everything is light, and we can project this, but we've got to understand our place.
yeah,
Humbly, we've got
yeah.
to understand our place. So thank you, Mona.
Yeah,
Mono, thank you, mate.
you too, of course, thank you. I want to say one thing. You can see that with
Yep.
the monks that meditate, and
Yeah.
that there is less violence in the neighborhood and that
Oh,
kind of thing.
yeah.
So we are,
Yeah.
if we think every day, I'm grateful, and I don't want evil. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Maybe you need to turn it. I want love, because don't is maybe not a good way to say. Also, because I did see some things about it. If you put it negative, so don't is negative. We want to love in this world, and I say for the last time, peace in the world, and thank you for watching, my friends. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody.